Hello, gentle friends, one and all. Let's bring the music down a bit because it's overly loud. What we have got for you today, which... Oh! Silly music! Excuse me a second. Opera. There we go. Little bit more reasonable on the old noise department. But yes, welcome to the stream. Today, we're going to illustrate for you guys this particular weird little deck, which I ended up with in my first Amonkhet Draft. So, what have we got for you fine people here today? Well, the overall theme of the deck is spam out tokens. Now, you may be familiar with the concept that of embalming, the act of turning a little creature into another zombie version of itself. Hudson BTW, nice to see you. Also, I appreciate that emote. That's a pretty cool one. I haven't seen that one before. What's it called? It doesn't tell me. Well, that's great. It's great. PS8, the reason I've been steering away from Glyph Keeper, as we'll go into in a second, is because this deck is basically a white deck, and this is a double blue. So I would need to put in a lot more blues, but I'll come back to them in a minute. So, the whole idea of the deck is to spam out relatively cheap stuff, so like this stuff here. Notice there's something in common with all of these creatures, or at least most of the creatures in the deck, which is that they have 2 power or less. This is important because we are running 2 copies of Dusk till Dawn. Dusk till Dawn lets us blow up the entire field, or release the contents of the field that have 3 power or more. And then, as a secondary effect, it lets us get back all of our 2-power creatures from the graveyard. So that's pretty good. And the reason why we're currently 6-0 with this deck, even though I think it's a little bit janky. But yeah, let's kind of go through things. So, as you can see here, it's primarily a white deck. Some of the highlights here are the Orchestra's Monument. This little guy doesn't do anything by themselves and makes all of our basically all of our creatures cheaper, and also means that anytime we play a creature, we get a 1/1 to go with it. So as you might expect, this resolves in us having a deck which is kind of go wide. We make a lot of creatures, and then we hopefully do something important with them. We've got some very, very good removal outside of Dusk till Dawn. We've got 2 copies of Cast Out, or Kill Anything on a flash, which is very, very good. We do have our blue comes later on in our deck here. So we've got the Trial of Knowledge. This guy's great, or this enchantment's great. Draws us 3 cards. We have to ditch 1, but we get to do it again if we play our Cartouches of Solidarities. So that's only happened once, but the fact that it's there for long game is pretty nice. And this Avon Wind Guide. So I mentioned before this was a kind of like a token deck. So the Avon Wind Guide is gives all our creature tokens flying and vigilance, and also cannot make themselves into a embalmed creature as well. So this is pretty nice. So we'll be spamming out tokens with the Orchestra's Monument, amongst other bits and pieces like the Sacred Cat. We get life from doing this from the Anointed Priest, which admittedly is probably something which could be maybe not in the deck, because it doesn't do that much, but it does generally put us in a position where we can't possibly die because we've got so much life. Some of our creatures don't quite fit under the Dusk till Dawn thing, so the Spearmaster I'm just including because it's good, and also because I think, what have we got? we're a little light on creatures, which is not great when we were trying to combine it with a thing that only works when we cast the creature. But our other creatures are pretty The Vizier of Remedies doesn't really do anything unless we're playing against a very specific deck. We did play against that very specific deck before, but we won because we blew up all our stuff with Dusk till Dawn. What else we got? So, yeah, no real other creatures that are worth playing. Maybe the Zenith Seeker, but yeah, it does work with Dusk till Dawn, but it's not really kind of that great. Of course, as Piers has said in the chat, Glyph Creature Keeper is super good, but we've got so little blue stuff in here that I'm hesitant to include enough islands to make it really playable. Just because we've got a few double white costs. And speaking of double white costs, our kind of secret weapon here is 2 Seraph of the Suns. So a flying indestructible 4/4. I'm not sure it really fits with the deck super well, honestly, but it's a flying indestructible 4/4. I mean, what's not to like? We've had it copied a few times, so I don't know. I think it's decent. It's not actually done that much for us, honestly, but it does mean we've got a late game of some sort. Whereas I think otherwise we'd have to lean on the Glyph Keeper, and I don't know. I'd love to be able to run Glyph Keeper, but I'm afraid that I would have to put a lot of islands in to make it playable, especially because it's cheaper than it would be otherwise. I don't know. I mean, I suspect there's stuff in here which we could make better. I've just put... there's a few extra things. So we've got some nice blue stuff, some nice... yeah, I think I probably would need to have, say, 6 islands or so, which I maybe could get away with. Because, yeah, I am very white, in more respects than one. I guess I could. Something which I've left out, which I think maybe I shouldn't, is the Hone Kopesh. So I'm thinking maybe... I kind of don't want to mess with the deck that's got me this far too badly. But I suspect there are some things which aren't really that important. Like the Anointed Priest is nice for giving us something that blocks early. I think the Sacred Cat is probably not that important at all. But, I kind of feel like we probably should have a Kopesh in here somewhere, but I don't know what the heck else we get rid of. Other stuff which is important, in Okra's name, in Okra's name. So this is our thing that rewards us for going really wide. So we've won a lot of games. It's lovely that this is instant. Also makes our zombies, which most of our stuff will end up being, or at least a lot of our stuff will end up being, very strong. And yeah, basically gives us a payoff for having millions of creature tokens. Alright, I don't know. Also, oh yes, a very low-key MVP is the Grasping Dunes down the bottom. So I really like this land. So at the point where we don't really have too much more need for extra lands, this guy can turn into a -1/-1 for a very cheap cost. And that just seems really good. You know, effectively a land that's also a -1/-1 instant just seems super broke. I think we haven't really had too much chance to use it, but it did win us our last game. Notice we have 0 losses with this deck. So let's see if I can... Well, I'd love to be able to make this a 7-0 deck, because that would sound more impressive. But I'm fully prepared to admit this is going to presumably be the hardest game of the run. And thus, most likely, we could take some losses before we're done here. But I'm honestly surprised I haven't taken any losses as of yet already. I think the Dusk till Dawn card just... It is kind of dumb. Let's just see if I can fix my backdrop stuff a little bit. Does that help at all? Oh, I think that might be better. Okay, so well, that's a garbage hand. So, nothing playable, nothing good. Guess we're not keeping that one. Okay. This is not great, but one more land and we're good to go. I really don't want to go down to 5. Alright, so this guy would be nice, but we really want to make sure we do hit that land. So we'll toss away. I mean, also, if need be, we can also cycle cast out if things get really bad. Don't obviously really want to because that card is ridiculous, but it is also a get out of jail free card if our draws turn out to be particularly garbo. Let's see what happens. So if we've got time, I'd like to set up the monument. Hey, there we go, we've got enough land. And then start spamming out creature tokens. I guess we'll see what our opponent does in their turn. Okay. I don't really want to trade my Spearmaster off against it. But maybe I... Actually, yeah, no, I shouldn't, I think, because I can then, if I get my tokens going, I can start putting them in the way of the kitty cat. This is not going to be amazingly good for us, but I think it's better long term. Wah. Okay. That wasn't too bad. I was a little concerned that maybe something weird would happen as a result of that, but it doesn't seem to be. Right. Let's get out our buddy friend. So this is so we didn't even have a chance to talk about this. So the Tar Crop Elite. So this guy is pretty nice. So we can exert this guy as they attack. And if I do, creatures I control get +1/+1, and that's not going to happen. But do bear in mind that we can get, using Dusk till Dawn, we can get back anything that costs 2 or less from our graveyard. So it's not so bad. Which I think is, I feel like maybe a Dusk till Dawn deck might be pretty good. Just focusing entirely around it, like a pure deck on this, I think would be pretty decent. What are we doing? Oh, that's right. I was gonna go for the Pro track, I think. I think that will. Ooh. I think that will give us the ability to. Yeah, there we go. Our creature token stops his 3/1 from attacking us, so I call that a win. Right. So we've got our first opportunity here to just nuke their board, and I kind of want to. I think we're going to be a little bit greedy here, and oh man, that's not that great, is it? Because now we put our Ret Cop Spearmaster into a position where he's going to get nailed by the Dusk till Dawn. Oh well. I think that was a mistake on my part. We'll see what ends up playing out. I'm just getting a bit greedy, really, because I know I'm really looking for an opportunity where my opponent's tapped out, so I can make sure that Dusk till Dawn goes through. Also, nice thing about Dusk till Dawn is even if it doesn't go through and it gets countered, we can still use the second part of it. So that's pretty nice. I think this guy's going to get exerted. Yep, there we go. Okay. Let's. Actually, no. I think it's. I'm not quite sure what to do here. I suspect we're going to get at least another. Hopefully, he's going to tap out and then. Okay. So we're more or less ended up in the same position we were before. So I think if we nuke the board. And just updating my Pro Arena tracker thing, because that will give us the ability on Twitch, twitch.tv/counterfeit stream, to be able to actually mouse over stuff. I don't know if it will work in the context of this game. Yeah, but I think that's alright. We're not in a big rush here. So Dawn's gonna get us back. We'll get us back one thing. I'm always tempted to hold off, but I don't think there's a lot to be gained from holding off on that. Dawn's quite expensive, but it's not like we've got too much else going on. Getting bonked. So this wouldn't be the worst time in the world for us to have other priest that gives us back 1 life every time we get a creature. Oh, hello. I've been looking at these edifices because they seem really interesting, and I think they seem like they're really strong. So this thing means that, like, after a certain amount of time, yeah, it stops the creature attacking or blocking, and that seems that that's pretty good. So what do we do here? So we could try and let them pump a bunch of mana and turn us into the edifice and then nail it through. So I think, yeah, because we've got 2 of these guys, the 2 of the Dawn cards. I'm not like gonna be super conservative when it comes to using them. And the Tarkrop Leap also allows us to start actually doing something with these warrior tokens. There we go. So I'm feeling pretty good about just wasting as much time as possible. So this has to have 3 or more brick counters to start being really annoying. So if my opponent doesn't play anything really that worthwhile up until that point, then we'll cast it out, which will exile it. Ah. So I'm guessing that's going to go on to a creature that kind of sucks. Yep. Okie doke. Wow, we've got a lot of land. Alright, well, this gets us some dudes. I'm okay getting rid of the Great Maw if nothing else crops up. I'd rather not have the Edifice in play, but it's not a complete deal breaker. It's just really annoying. I think in a deck like ours, which is designed to kind of like go wide. Oh man, my video's got a bit weird, isn't it? Then it's there we go. Little less transparent than I was before. Yeah, so I'm not like super upset about taking out the 5/4 unless something 4/5 unless something else comes up, just because we're getting a little bit low on the old life, and it's making me a little wary that that might end up in a bit of a dodgy situation. You see, that's exactly the card that we would like, because it would be fantastic right now. We're not in the best of spots, but okay, so in this situation, there's a decent chance they've drawn something better than the Great Maw, but I don't think I can really afford to just not do anything about it and let it smack me in the face because of how low we are in life already. So I think we'll just have to accept that we're not going to get the best of hits off it, and hope we don't get countered. Otherwise, we're probably kind of boned. This has been a weird game, though. I think the deck hasn't really been sort of doing what it was supposed to be doing as such. Okay. So, this is okay. I think we can maybe just start... He's going to start, yeah, bricking my Tau Crop guy. Which is annoying, because we need to be able to exert it. And I think we're never going to get to exert it from here on out. Unless we... Well, I suppose what we have to do is find more stuff, so that we've got so much stuff that our enemy crab can't deal with all of it. Is it going to exert that? That seems a bit weird. Okay. I'll bite. We're at the point where we probably don't want to be losing more life, and if he's going to burn a combat trick on this? No? Okay. Hey, there we go. I think we probably hold off at least a little bit on the cast out. Oh wait, yeah, that's okay. Because I want to see if they've got anything more interesting in their hand. Okay. If we were on a lot lower life, I'd be a lot more concerned about that. Maybe I should be more concerned about that. Okay, so we've got... I think they might be... The only time I could think of that our opponent would play out 2 cheaters like that is if they're going for some sort of kill shot. Whew. So, as much as I don't like this, I think we need to get rid of one of the cheaters to extend our clock considerably. Otherwise, I suspect we're going to end up in a bit of a weird position where we just die, even if we can block with our... Oh, hello. Well, that's not going to be an issue anymore. Alright. We're in a tough spot. And we're dead. Well, so, somewhat as predicted, the 7th game is always going to be the toughest one. And this one's been a weird game. A very weird game. I think it's always going to be tough to win when our opponent had the Trial of Knowledge and we didn't. But... Yep, we're toast. Alright, well I guess that answers that question. But hey, I'm glad that I saved up all of these... losses, or lack of losses early on. Man, that does look really terrible, doesn't it? Okay, I think that's better. Alright, let's keep ploughing on. Yeah, it's definitely my... so the way you do green screen stuff in OBS, for any of you guys who might not be aware, is you use chroma keys and stuff, and you have to get the right color. And because at different times, I think the stream extension should be working now. Piers, can you check to see if that is the case or not? I'm going to check to see if maybe I need to do anything else. If I'm using the wrong program, possibly. Settings. Advanced. Okay, what have we got? We've got a decent collection of rubbish there, so let's grab it. Right, so extensions. Oh, that's right. I want my Twitch extensions, don't I? So Deckmaster. Oh man, Fanbearer. So, yes, Fanbearer would have been a fantastic addition to our deck because it's super annoying and it's also very cheap. So, what's not to like, honestly? Alright, well there we go. We've got the biggest mummy. Let's see. So apparently it's called Deck Master. So there we go. I think we're running now. So it may not be working this game, but I guess it will work next game. Right. So what do we got? We've got a dude who's bigger than us. So we could compulsory rest them. We could cartouche. Man, I don't think there's a huge amount in it, is there? I guess we could always... cartouche defensively. Of course, the problem with this is that we're just going to get tapped down constantly. So that's a bit of a problem. It's just almost as annoying as the building thing. I think we're running it into the decks that do that. I almost want to use my cast out on something like that just because it's so disruptive. In terms of we just don't have enough stuff to be able to deal with that. I kind of feel, yeah, I think we're just going to attack with this because otherwise it's just going to get tapped down anyway. So maybe that wouldn't have been that bad of a thing. If our opponents spent the entire turn tapping down our creatures, then that's probably okay. So I've always had in mind this, like, oh my god, really? Fantastic. So, exactly the same thing as last time round, only more annoying. Okay. So... we are getting a little bit mana afflicted. So a lot of people don't notice the grass being dunes because there's not many... there aren't many things that do this. As in, there aren't many lands that have kind of like instant-like effects which actually affect the battlefield directly. So I've managed to catch people out on that just because they're not really expecting it. Okay. Well, I quite like compulsory resting the elite one just because that stops it from exerting as well. So let's get rid of this guy. But yeah, I think the extension, the Deck Master extension, I believe should be working. I thought it was a different thing than it actually was. Okay, I think we're doing alright. If we can just find another land, we can play the Wind Guide, which would give our tokens flying and vigilance. So that's really, really nice. I think I'm alright to take that. Okay. None of that stuff really does anything. We might be in a good spot. Oh man. We're not having the best of times. Okay. Well, let's see. So they've only really got these two things going on. One of them is going to... So this guy's presumably going to be caught out by the Edifice of Authority. I did think about attacking, but I kind of want to hold that off until I've got something a bit more substantial on the board. Yep, Edifice is going to break us up. So we need to hold on to our planes we want to use in Octera's name, but we can use... man. So we can cast out Cycling. Alright, yep. I really don't really want to. Okay. This isn't particularly good, but this could go quite badly. So if it doesn't... Man, my hair is all over the place. So all we really do is, yeah, it's not a great trade of the Vitalist for one of our best spells. But... yeah, there you go. Well, fortunately, then... okay, thank God. Their stuff doesn't... they don't really seem to have anything. Yeah, I was a little afraid... okay, there we go. So we're in a pretty freaking good spot now. Because now all of our creature tokens are really, really good. And if we can get any more, then they're all, yeah, vigilance and flying. So we can start actually banging in and doing some stuff. So, let's see. So we've got Sparring Mummies, so those are quite nice for dealing with exertion, though we haven't really got anything to exert out of yet. Oh, hello, that's really bad, isn't it? Okay then. Fortunately, we can get that guy back again later, if need be, but it does actually stop the Brawler from attacking this time round, so that's something. Oh wait, no it doesn't. I'm willing to throw a warrior in front of it though, if need be. Oh, never mind, not going to get to do that either. Oh man, that is an annoying deck. Oh, hello. You gotta be kidding me. I mean, this isn't really even that strong at the moment, but... okay. So I think we hold off on the cast out until for as long as we can. Because hopefully they're going to exert and do all this other tapping nonsense, which will burn through their turn. And then we can exile their big creature. Hopefully they'll even put like the Copish on it or something. Yeah, so it's a mana from this, 2 mana from that. Yeah, there we go. So setting up for a kill shot here. Yep, all going to plan so far. So they burnt pretty much the whole turn. So they don't have, unless they equip the Kopesh, there they go. They don't have enough to go for the kill shot, but now they do. Excellent, excellent. And, of course, alright. Don't need to wait any longer, I think. Hurrah! That's okay. Whew! So that worked out pretty well. I think I can Kopesh onto probably the Vitalist again. But we are in a much, much better spot. And we can now start throwing down creatures that actually would maybe get in the way of something. So what do we need for this guy? We need 6, so we're only 1 off from getting that. Alright, let's bang out some fellas. And start to... So this is going to be the part where I get confused, because the order triggers... so okay, so first one is going to be untap. The other one is going to be tap. So untap a creature. We don't actually really want to do that, so let's just do that. And then tap a creature. Okay. We don't really want to any of this stuff. So we've got vigilance on this guy. We've got vigilance on this guy. So I might as well attack them. Okay. So we've managed to stabilize. We get one more white. And then we're in a position to... or one more mana, we're in a position to start tokening out again. Yeah. Alright, well that's a good a target as any for our board wipe. Though it will end up taking out the binding... it actually end up taking out both of them. Do we have enough to get something else going? I think this... Let's see, so we need to be really careful here we don't get killed. So this, if he exerts this guy... Alright, I think... He's got what? He's representing 8 on the board, so I probably need to make sure I'm playing this out as cautiously as I can. If I start playing out more of these guys, then it's going to make my Dusk even worse. Do I have anything in the graveyard to actually get? Not really. So for the moment, I think I'm going to play this out cautious-like. So we've still got access to our -1/-1 land. And this is going to be nothing. So we've got a lot of bodies in the way. So, that's a good decent place. Yeah, I can never figure out which, like, maybe I'm just being dumb, but I can't ever, when I've got two effects like this, I can rarely figure out which one is which. I think maybe if I just slow down a bit, but it doesn't feel like that should be something that should be as difficult to figure out as it is. Alright, so we played it pretty conservatively. We don't actually get to really do anything this turn, but we've got more bodies in the way, so if, you know, even with the full commit, yeah, I thought this might happen at some point, which is that if they tap on the end of our turn, then the beginning of their turn, so they can take 3 of our guys out of play, which is why I really wanted to be careful about that. I really don't want them just kind of sneaking a win through here. So we'll have the Seraph of the Suns relatively soon, which will of course then just become infinitely bricked. Yeah, okay. This is quite annoying with the fan bearer, especially because the fan bearer can then do its thing again. Oh, decided not to. Okay. Alright, we're more happy to block his 4/4, which is now exerted. So we get a little bit of a respite. So yeah, this fan bearer is so annoying. Oh, well, there we go. Sparring Mummy. So do we nail all of our board at the same time as all of their board? Actually, so this guy would use up, I think, all of our mana. So let's grab this one instead. So this time round, their turn hasn't worked out in such a way that they can sort of do the multi-tap thing. So yeah, they didn't get to Fanbearer, they didn't get to Edifice at the end of their turn. So alright, just another big old thing. Certainly starting to make the... phew. So what do we get rid of here? I kind of want to get rid of the Fanbearer, but I think it's... I think we probably need to get rid of their Edifice. It's just too annoying. I think it makes it just impossible to ever actually do anything. I think the Fanbearer is equally as annoying. But at least I feel like it's a little bit more dealable with. So, like in this case, yeah, because they haven't left up enough mana, their Fanbearer is not going to be as annoying as it could be. Alright, well, we might not die. Does this thing have a trample? No, okay. I think we're maybe in the position now where we could think about dusking. I think maybe they can just overrun us at this point. Haven't actually figured this out, which is not very good on my part. Right. Yeah, and now the Fanbearers, this time around the Fanbearer is going to be able to tap down another thing and make us dead. So I think maybe we held off too long on the Dusk thing. So there's basically the only one of these creatures we could let through. We've only got 2 blockers, there's 3 creatures we can't let through, so we're dead. Oh man. Alright. So now it's 6-2. Oh man. Tough times to be alive. Alright, one more chance to hit those 7 wins. Let's see, is there anything which we want to swap around? I think maybe a swap out. Yeah, last win is always going to be the hardest, isn't it? Maybe I'll swap out something. Maybe we take out one of our Seraphs to give us a little bit better of an earlier game. And just some good old fashioned removal or a combat trick. Yeah, combat trick. Alright, let's go for it. So, cutting out an angel. I think I kind of feel like the games where we're stalling out and we can play angels, we're kind of winning anyway. I'm not sure though. I'm honestly just going off instincts at this point. Fortunately, I've got this thing. It's a pea of some kind. I don't know, it's a Japanese thing. But it's a talking pea. It was an old, relatively old advert now at this point. Hey USA Gamer, nice to see ya. I think all the people who are watching it are watching on twitch.tv/counterfeitstream. But USA Gamer, thank you for dropping by. I'm trying to finish off a arena run. What in Hearthstone terms will be an arena run. So here's our Anointed Priest. So this was our infinite life technique, or close enough to infinite life technique that we're building up towards. If So it goes very well with the cartouche, because it's going to allow us to... Actually, no, let's bang out a bigger zombie. Oh, actually... I quite like this. So even though this Ret Crop Spearmaster has got the effect of exertion to get first strike, I quite like putting our Cartouche of Solidarity on it, so that it's just got first strike all the time, and it's statted extremely well for first strike, because it's got lots of attack, and very little defense for its cost. And it's going to let us get over their Seeker of Insight, and maybe even whatever they bring out now. Okay, so they're not going to do anything. But they've got the draw and discard, so... actually, no, they don't. Oh, sweet. Alright, so we don't have any land, but what we do have... oh, actually... no, instead... We'll get our mummy out and we'll hold off a little bit, so we can attack and exert this... Dude, to make sure it doesn't just get nailed by the Seeker of Insight. So it's a little awkward this, but I'd like to be able to get our creature out before we start enhancing our other ones. Okay, so we're up against the white-blue deck. We are also a white-blue deck, and they have the same stuff we do. Apparently it's quite good if they are also on 6 wins. Oh, hello. Alright, so we could chuck this out and get ready for a future turn. Doesn't really do anything though. I think we should start doing something. So let's spread out our dudes. I'm doing it this turn because I don't know if necessarily we'll get another opportunity to do this. So there you go, we can swing in for 3 first strike damage. Our Spearmaster's going to come up next turn. I like my opponent is actually starting to think about maybe chucking creatures away. But I think we've got to get pressure down early against this deck because it looks like it's building up towards more or less doing the same thing we are. But maybe it'll do it better. I don't know, this is our last chance to get those 7 wins. And the tasty pile of gems. I can't remember how much it is, like 1,000? Maybe? Okay. 3, 4. Alright, well I'm happy that... Oh wait, that's got Vigilance, never mind. So... let's see, so if we attack with this one, it could get blocked by that, but it would kill it. If it also got blocked by that, it would die, but I think I can probably... I'm not sure actually. So our first strike is... I kind of need for them to either... Well, that's such a big thing, so we lose the Spearmaster, but they lose that. Or if we send this in, that would only kill that one. Oh wait, of course, because they've got first strike. It's only going to be the Spearmaster. Okay, screw it. Thought about it too long already. Let's get smash him. So I think... Okay, that's interesting. I can live with that. Oh, hello. Well, they've had a different thought. So let's see if we can be a bit cheeky and start monumenting. So when we play our Sparring Mummy, we'll get a life back, and we'll also get it a little bit cheaper as well. Hey Davian, how's it going over on the YouTubes? I think... Wait, I can test this myself. I don't need to think it. Oh, hello. That's the exert get back stuff from the graveyard. So if you go onto my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/counterfeitstream, I think, and I'll have to check this. Yes, Davian, I do remember you from the Modern Combat 5 stream. Right. So let's... Oh, this is quite nice, because we can untap our Spearmaster and carry on keeping the good times rolling. So we get more creatures. And I'm starting to get to the point now where maybe we can just start wanging in with everything. But let's untap our Spearmaster and keep the good times running. David, you have mod. Well, it's not really, wouldn't do anything for you at this point. I'm not really planning on handing out mods. Just for people asking. If and when it ever gets busy enough to really require a mod, then I'll keep you in mind. But it's going to be people I've been, let's see. Gonna be probably people I know personally, or I keep to be modding on the channel if I was doing anyone. Okay, well we're certainly hitting in for a lot of damage. We're close to winning. But yeah, David, stick around. Let's see. So yes, it doesn't seem to be working. At least when I'm going to my stream. So do I need to do something else? Let's see. Extensions. So maybe I need to do some extra step. So it's running, authorize client, continue. I think maybe there's a step which I forgot to do. Alright, so we're swinging in with this stuff. Damien, I haven't really played. I played for like once. It didn't really feel like it was my thing, but I can certainly recognize that it's like a fun game. So they've now got. I think we need our Spearmaster back really, before we can start punching through. So if we attack with everything, yeah, we don't really have enough. Unfortunately, they've got tons of flyers, and 2 of them have got vigilance. So what have they got to block with? They've got 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 2, and 3, 3. So, all right, screw it. I'm just gonna attack with everything. David, you're right. I'm sure that there would be a lot of people who would watch a Fortnite stream, but oh, hello. Okay, I think that actually was the right move, at least based on what our opponent did, which was lose life and also lose a flyer. So I think they're now in the position where, okay, I suppose they can get the win guy back again, but they're in a bit of an awkward position where they don't probably. Oh, okay, that wasn't what I was expecting. They just put out a worse creature, unless they're planning on making all of their stuff flying. Okay, that's weird on their part. If they attack with the Drake, are they not in danger of dying? I mean, I know that we're in danger of dying. Okay. Piers, over on Twitch, I haven't won yet, but this is the last game where I can win, so it's either going to happen now or not at all. Davian, have you ever played Hearthstone? Because this game is pretty similar to Hearthstone. Alright, so let's see. So next time round, oh, we're not going to die actually. So let's go for this. So I think I probably need to exert this guy. I'm just wanging with everything again. So this little dude's gonna block my big dude. I think this will end up being blocked by that, and that will maybe get blocked by that. Oh, hello. That's not what we wanted. Davian, to be fair, like, this game is complicated. You're absolutely right, but at the same time, it's... I feel like Fortnite's pretty complicated as well. Like, I tried playing the Realm Royale, which is very similar to Fortnite, but I haven't managed to get anywhere with it as of yet. So our creature didn't get exiled permanently, but got knocked out of play, which means that our cartouche got taken away. You think, Piers, you think it was safe not to exert if you took the trade and he loses the ability to kill you? Maybe? I don't know. I've kind of, like, at this point, I'm just like, I'll just, you know, at this point, I'll just, alright, we probably will need to go off that one first. Alright, so we're going to try and not die this turn. At least we've got our Spearmaster back. Pierce, yes, I've only got a couple of turns left, one way or the other. I don't think I can die this particular turn. Davian, I could definitely play some Modern Combat 5 after this. Stay strong. Okay, they're only attacking with a 2-3. Alright, well, in that case, then... There. Man, so... This sucks. This thing is very hard to deal with. So I think the problem we've got here is that even if we attack with everything and it kind of goes according to plan, they're definitely going to still have this Seraph of the Sun left. Alright, screw it. I think we're kind of boned. Let's see. So I think are we boned anyway? So that's 9 damage in the air and I can only block 5 of it. Okay, so I think I've just got to go for it with everything. I don't think this ends particularly well for us. So I'm pretty sure they have to block all of our stuff or die. Well, one, that's not actually true. There's actually 2 of other things they don't need to block. So yeah, they take away our best creature with the Seraph of the Sun. They take away our second best creature with that. And that one as well. I think all of our stuff just dies. Yep, I don't think we're winning here. I don't think... Do we even get any damage through? No, not really. This is... I think without the Seraph of the Sun, I think we might have been alright. But yeah, now we're dead. Oh wells. Oh. I was like 1 single point away of power away from a good attack. Well, what can you do, huh? Unfortunately, if we'd had the blue mana to cast the Trial of Knowledge, we would have been in such good shape. But as it was, we're not. Still, 6 wins is a lot more than I would have expected. So the answer to the question is, can I 7-0 with this deck? No! But hey. Still, 6 wins is pretty good. It means it paid for itself. I'm not sure I necessarily want to keep any of the stuff from my run there. But hey, whatever. We got a prize! A pack of stuff that we don't really want. let's see what's in it. Okay. I mean, yeah, pack's never that bad. Oh, yeah, I'm not a big fan of this Planeswalker, but I think it's quite useful. Oh, that's kind of fun. Okay, so I think that seems like a good place as any to. Oh wait, here's I didn't see you notice that. I'm trying to remember. I like the trampled chariot thing. I thought that was kind of fun. What was the other one? I can't remember. But I'm gonna leave it there. So that kind of rounds us out at a nice clean hour to determine the end of that run. And I'm gonna go eat my late supper, and then I'll appear. So when I come back, I'll do some Modern Combat 5. So it won't be any more Magic the Gathering stuff. Yeah, I mean the Gideon is definitely like the best of those cards, but I'm just not a huge fan of them because I don't think I've quite figured out how to use that Gideon. But yeah, I'm gonna go on to do a little bit of Modern Combat 5 streaming. So Piers, if you drop the hosting, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes with that. So I'm gonna have a little break before I do so. But yeah, cheers guys. For any of you who are here for MC5 like Davian, I'll see you guys in a minute.